Welcome to Project Refit, where we are here for you. If you've been following our Facebook, you know that we have a small group that's down in Louisiana helping replace a police officer's roof. It's kind of the sort of thing they do. So if you need to talk, you're going through a tough time, feel free to jump on. Hey, Clark, how you doing?
What's up, Bruno?
Not too much. Looks like it's going to be a slow night.
I don't know why. It's freezing and I can't hear you.
I got my audio on. Check it up here. Yeah, you should be hearing me.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you at all.
Yeah,
Don't know
I
if it's
can
my
hear you.
phone or you're in.
There we go. I thought you must have upset the internet gods. It wasn't going to let you in.
I'm all alone, huh?
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a slow night. So what are you up to, Anthony?
I have been working on my house. Doing a lot of different things to it.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought the joy of getting a new house was all that stuff was done when you got in there.
Yeah, that's what everybody says, but apparently the way they finish it is not to my liking. So I tend to take something brand new and gut it out and make it my own. So
I guess that's good if you can do that.
yeah, I did this whole side this past week and a half. So added a bar in there. That's the indenture where the closet's supposed to go, but I had them not build out the closet so that way I can build the bar back in there, and then eventually I'm gonna have probably, I mean, it's definitely gonna be after I return back from my trip, but I'm gonna put the bar top is gonna go across the front here when I get back. So
Nice.
a shuffleboard that's going to go along the back wall over there, coming in the mail. It's supposed to be here in 2 weeks. So I'll have a full-blown bar as a man cave. All my military gear slapped all over the walls, and a bunch of Raiders gear popped up in the shelves for when the season starts.
Yeah, my man cave isn't even in my house. That's okay though.
And then I've got the beer return receptacle right next to it, which I completed the first 2 weeks I was here. It was originally it started out as just the toilet and then a pedestal sink, and then they had the linoleum floor, and so I had all the wood, the laminate planks, not laminate, laminate. I had the wood planks come in, and they said they couldn't lay them down if the pedestal sink, which goes all the way to the floor, was in there. So I'm not a big fan of pedestal sinks. So I said, if that thing's coming out, it's not going back in. So I ripped the pedestal sink out and then let them do the floor. So then they pulled the toilet, put the toilet back in. But I came in and put a vanity, had a quartz top on top of that one, and then built a hole because the space on the other side, because I got the non-bedroom where they didn't build the closet out. They also didn't put the shower in the downstairs bathroom as well, but the space is still the same. So it was just a huge space on that side of the bathroom. So I built in a countertop to cover all that space and put a quartz top on top of it. So got the beer return receptacles complete, and then I moved over to the beer supply, which is almost complete. And then I'll finish off, well, I say finish, it won't be finished. My next one will be the garage. Go get the garage set up.
I kind of suspect you're one of those people that it's never going to be finished.
No, my garage is it's got a nice 26-inch like pushback on the back side of it. So that's perfect to throw a whole wall of workspace, shelving units, keep stuff in the garage out of the way. And that way the whole space in the actual garage itself, I won't have to like crowd the walls or anything. My wife can just drive the car in and not have to worry about bumping into stuff. So
My wife never worried about bumping into stuff when she pulled into the garage.
She never worried about it, or she never had to bump into stuff.
Oh, she never worried about it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So how's James? I haven't heard from him in a couple days.
He's been down in Louisiana putting a roof on Rose's house.
Yeah, I didn't know if they finished up or like.
Not according to the last video I saw, but I think they're probably getting close.
Yeah. Because I saw an update, I think on Sunday, where some of the guys that had come down to help out had to go back home. And that was the last thing I saw. So how have you been? You out walking more, huh?
My knees are killing me.
Mm. Don't tell your wife
I
that.
tried-
She'll use it against you.
Tried to not use the cane all day today. I think that was a mistake.
And what kind of shoes did you get?
Nikes.
Oh, okay.
Got a pair of Nikes with the memory foam inserts, and but they are, you know, at least they're made for human beings. They're not those special order prescription shoes.
Right.
So there is that,
Yeah.
but they're still 10 and a half. Like, okay, my feet grew. Been like an 8.5 my entire life.
I gave up on shoe sizes a long time ago, to tell you the truth. I was a 10 and a half or 11 my entire life. I go to the Army and they're like, no, you wear size 9 in boots. And I was like, that's a huge jump down, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how my foot even fits in them. And then I go back and shop for running shoes and it's back up to like 10 and a half, 11. So I'm just like, I don't get it. And nobody, I think I met one other person my entire 23 years in the Army that was like the same way. Everybody else was the same size, no matter what. So I don't know why it was different for me. No idea why.
I think it's because they're making the Nikes in China.
I stopped using, I rarely use Nikes at all. My favorite shoe was Brooks.
Well, when I was working, I used to wear Rockport Walkers, which were really overpriced, I think, but
yeah,
they were comfortable.
Yeah, the Brooks shoes had a huge like arch support.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I needed. So basically, like I'd run in Reebok or Asus or Nikes or whatever, and my knees would feel tired. And then I put the Brooks on, and I don't know, for some reason the support was right. It just never, it didn't hit me the same. It made it feel more comfortable, at the finish.
Well, I don't know. I used to buy like, the $10 shoes on sale at Walmart. And that's what I wore for years if I wasn't working.
Thanks.
And I got them in 9s.
Hey, Bruno.
I hear somebody. Ah. Hello.
Hi.
Enjoying the new house?
Yeah, I love it. He's like doing all this stuff. He's enjoying it probably more than I am.
My house is over 100 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I hate it,
Okay.
but it's been in the family for a lot of that time. So
That's exciting though.
I suppose, I don't know.
Well,
I'd sell
Very
it if I
cool.
could. Nobody wants a house that old though.
well, it's good to see you. I'll see you around.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Yeah, I keep telling my wife we ought to, if we can get enough out of it to not have any debt, we should just sell the house and go live on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I remember reading the little thing. I said, yeah, we sold our house and got an RV, so that way the kids could never catch us again or never find out how to return back home. So Ronnie, what's up with you? Did you finally get somebody to replace you at the job?
Finally got it back down to 3 days to what I originally got hired for.
But you still work there?
Yeah, just part time now. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the rest of the week is 2 other guys.
Oh, okay. So you get, and it's even light days, so it's not too crazy.
I deliberately did that on purpose because I did security for 10 years. I'm done with the heavy duty days.
Mm.
I like the lighter days better.
Did you get the truck
Wish the
fixed?
music wasn't so loud. Yeah, $3,000 later.
Woo!
But I did it the way I did it, so I didn't have to claim it on my insurance because my insurance is still very high right now.
Mm. And the AC, was that due to the humidity? Did it turn out that that was the problem?
The AC was a mixture of the how extremely hot it got there for a minute, and the Freon was low.
Oh,
And
okay.
the other guy was just trying to, get money out of me to replace the units.
Oh, for
And
sure.
the other guy came over, a fighter friend of mine, his son-in-law does AC work, and he was like, you know what, he's sitting there running with his equipment. He was like, why didn't he just tell you your Freon was low? I was like, I don't know. I mean, I thought this guy probably because how it's the AC is the original to the house. Maybe it was finally breaking down. He's like, no, you got life in this thing. It needs at least 2 pounds of Freon, and I can get it to last through the summer, so you can save up the money to get a new one.
Mm.
I'm like, that's even better because I don't have money for that.
No.
I'm trying to get the house paid off first before I have to replace it. Because when I replace it, I want to get the windows replaced too. Because I already know all my AC and heat is literally going right out the window. I got the old wooden windows.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend coming up, I might be each window. I'm going to go through and recaulk all the window panes and put some of that rubberized felt in, or what do we call it, the weather stripping in, kind of
Yep.
slow down some of that going out. But all depends on the weather. If it gets too hot or if it rains, I kind of can't do it. But I got 11 windows. Trying to
Yeah,
get my
just-
uncle to come up here. Trying to get my uncle to come up here, and he does windows and doors, and I want him to show me how to do a few of them. He said, "Dude, once I show you how to do one, you're probably going to send me back home."
Right.
I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, not important. I was just saying I finished doing the window treatments. Because we had to get blinds and everything else for the windows. So that's all I did was hang up the blinds and verticals and all that other jazz. But 21 windows.
I'm glad. I'm happy with my 11. I still got to replace one of my basement windows because my dog's roughhousing outside fell into one of the windows and they broke the window out. And you can tell they're the old flip down windows in the basement. And it was thin, so the dog's wrestling. I heard all of a sudden I heard glass shatter, and I hear the dogs wrestling outside. I'm like, oh no. I get downstairs and there's the window right above my washer and dryer.
Mm.
But I'm still not bad on the house. The house is down right at like 15,000 right now. Be
Wow.
under 14. It'll be in 14,000. Probably 14,700 after my next payment. I'm watching it drop quick.
I feel like that's my monthly payment.
I'm happy with my. Everybody's like, "Oh man, you pay $850 a month to buy your house." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a 9-year loan, and once it's paid off, guess what? I own the house. It's done. I owe nothing else but property taxes."
Yeah, it's one thing about California. It's a it's a renter's market. It's cheaper to rent than it is to buy.
What if my credit score was better? They said I probably with what I paid 53,000 for the house originally. But the guy that helped me get it, he was my middleman between me and the bank because my credit score was shit. He had it as a 7.5 interest. He only got 2.5 of that. The rest, the 5% went to the bank. And he set it up as $950 a month. Oh, $850 a month. He took care of the taxes and his interest. I took care of the house insurance. So what he was going to do the house insurance, but I decided to do it myself. He's like, "Well, that puts more money on your principal," which has been watching it drop every year. And he overcharges on the property tax. So once at the end of the year when it's paid, there's like $300-400 left over. He throws that right back on the principal too.
Yeah.
And just watching it just drop. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I just found a little trick myself. They say if you can make just one payment extra, so instead of 12 payments a year, if you can do 13 payments a year, just doing one payment extra can save you anywhere from 5 to 7 years on a 30-year mortgage anyway. And that's just doing one extra payment a year. So we're definitely, starting from the beginning, we obviously can take full advantage of the maximum of that. So we're planning on doing the one extra payment. It's not too bad to try to save up an entire year just to do one extra payment. So
That's not bad.
I just learned that trick recently from funny enough, the state VA Veterans Affairs was the one that told me that. But he's a super cool guy because he was a veteran as well. He said, "I'm going to help you out. You know, even if you don't use California State VA loan, you know, and you decide to use a regular bank, because that's one of the options. Is like California acts like its own bank, and they can do a VA loan, you know, process through there. So, and they actually did a pretty good deal. I'll admit, out of all the things I talked crap about California on, they actually did a good deal on that one. But Navy Federal beat them out just barely, so I went with Navy Federal instead. But yeah, he told me that trick, and then I talked to the guy at Navy Federal, and he was like, "Yeah, actually, that's true." So I got it confirmed, and so we're gonna put it into play.
Well, if I didn't buy my new truck, I would have made extra payments on my house to get it off faster, but I got sick of working on cars and busting up my knuckles. So that's why I bought the brand new truck.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
pay
you gotta.
$650 a month on the truck.
Holy crap!
Yeah. And because I
Sometimes-
have full coverage insurance, I'm paying, thanks to a mishap in the past, $230 a month just on the insurance.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't ever let anybody use a vehicle of yours without them on your insurance. I have learned really hard. She rear-ended a SUV, a new SUV, with my 95 pickup truck. My truck was built like a tank, but when she
What
hit
year
that
was-
truck so hard, the car that she hit was like a 2012, 2013 SUV.
What year was
And
this?
my-
Was the accident?
It's been about 2.5 years now, so I got 2.5 years ago before it drops off my insurance.
Oh man.
But she rear-ended that SUV so hard and went underneath it. She totaled the front end of my truck. My insurance paid for the car that she hit, but with her not being on my insurance, my race went through the roof.
Hmm.
So I've learned no one is going to be in a driving seat of my truck unless they're insured. I love how people here love to talk over each other. It just seems like it gets louder and louder.
Yep. But the good thing about
There-
this is my beer fridge is right in front of me. Did you see my bar?
Yeah, I saw you showing Bruno.
Yeah. And as soon as I get the bar top, probably I'm probably going to start on that one in about a week and a half. And so I'll get the bar top installed. I've got my TV up here for the sports and shuffleboard coming in. It'll be like a full-blown deal out here.
Yeah, you ever need a door guy? You know one.
There you go. If you can stand my music.
Have you heard some of the music that's going on in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get paid to listen to that.
True, I am getting paid to listen to it, but it's $70 to stand here and look pretty and stop fights from happening.
If they're paying you to look pretty, you're being overpaid.
Ha 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 ha. I mean, I was told when I started here, I was one of the best door guys they've had. And the nights that I'm working, there's usually no issues. It's the nights that I'm not here is when they have some issues. It's actually kind of funny.
I'm the best door guy my bar's ever had.
Your bar's not open yet. Well, it's open for you.
I'm also the prettiest, the strongest.
Once again, you're the only one there at the moment. Lucky bastard. I got plans for the basement of my house. I just concentrating on getting it paid off first before I do any upgrades. Trying to get a tree down in my backyard, but everybody wants to gouge me on the tree, get the tree down. Want to get it down for the next bad storm comes through. Because I have a bad feeling it's going to crush my neighbor's garage.
I looked out with mine because the electric company said it's going to fall on their power lines, and all they wanted was for me to sign permission for them to take it down.
Oh, when they finally come through my neighborhood and actually trim the trees like they said they were going to do, I don't tell them. I'm like, any trees within your power lines, you can chop them down or at least chop them underneath it, and I'll take care of the rest. Just get them below the lines. I'll be happy with that.
How you doing, Mitchell?
Mic check. Mic check.
You're good.
Yeah, mic check. Good.
Yep.
All right. Good. Yeah, it's been a busy week, but all good things. How do I get the link to this? Like, so people can watch it? Can you post that in chat, maybe?
If you go up to the top left corner where the little shield, the security shield is, and you click on that, you should be able to copy link.
Got it. All right, got it. All right, appreciate it. Thank you, bud.
Yeah, we only give that out to vets, first responders, and like that. If they're just somebody that's curious, they can catch it on
this
Facebook.
This is for a veteran, so I'm not like just gonna share the link or whatever, but yeah. So it was a fun weekend. Went to the firing range yesterday, sighted in the AR with the new red dot, went to the casino, went to the bar, had 2 drinks, and it was just it was a really fun weekend.
What's the red dot on?
Ruger 5.56 AR. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's basic. So I have a 3x magnifier on it, and we were trying to sight it in at 100 yards at the range, just couldn't do it. Like, it was at noon. The sunlight's coming in. This little red dot's not showing up on a white target. It was nigh impossible.
You were outdoors.
Once they called range cold, we moved it into 50 yards and was able to sight it in. So, yeah, so it was fun. But yeah, how you guys doing, man? I know it's been a while. I haven't jumped on that much recently.
It's been a while for me. I've been
that
keeping
link
track of you on Facebook.
Is that the join link or the watch link? Oh, it's Facebook.
There is no just watch link.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Hold my beard. Man, look at my baby beard status right now. Look at that. Like, my stuff used to be way down here. Look at that baby beard status. I went to this barber and she trimmed it up. I tipped her $25. She did such a good job. I loved it.
Yeah, we don't have those.
Yeah,
kind of
you don't have
beard.
to let anybody join.
We don't have those
Yeah,
kind of
and,
beard trimmers here. We got a bunch of amateurs. So.
Yeah, right. It's kind of hard to find. 1 sec. I'm gonna grab a cigarette real quick.
I had a good beard going until my end came off of the clippers.
Hmm.
Sitting there trimming it, all of a sudden it came off and went right to skin. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
Well, I'm not touching this. I went to the barber and let him clean it up a little bit, but I'm not touching it.
So you mentioned what AR I have. Do you have one or multiple or?
No, I live in California.
Oh, that's a bad time. I live in Maryland, so it's really hard. And all my friends go shooting down in Virginia. So if I want to go shooting with them, I have to FFL the weapon all the way down to Virginia, even though it's only a 10-minute drive, like, well, more like 20 minutes, but just across the state line. That's highly illegal. So I'm like, okay, I'll just pay the $80 and get it shipped down there and then drive across the state line, pick it up. And it's aggravating, to be honest with you. Yeah, the guys are making fun of me when I showed up at the range because like, oh, you got a barrel lock on that thing and the gun case? And I'm like, look, if I get pulled over, I want all boxes checked, legal. So
Yeah, we got close.
I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest.
We got really close. There was a court down in San Diego that overturned the assault rifle ban, calling it illegal. And we were hopeful that we were going to be able to get our assault rifles back. But the U.S. District 9 Court, which is the all famous California court, went back and overturned that judge's ruling and kept the assault weapons ban in place. So.
Yeah, there's a big assault ban here in Maryland, but there's thankfully there's loopholes around it. I was in and out in like an hour and a half with this new one I bought, this Ruger 5.56. But I get where they're going for, but to me it makes no sense because, like, let's be honest about it, more people die on the golf course and car accidents and drinking and driving than they do from actual rifles. Most deaths are handguns, right? I mean, you could turn a Glock into a damn rifle if you wanted to. I mean, let's be honest about it. So, but
there's a cool little video out there. I forgot where I saw it, but it was kind of a joke video, and it was like the ATF giving the new weapons bans and all that stuff, like, update. And he's like, all right, so just so that we're clear, I'm going to make this 100% clear so that there's no question. This is a Glock. It is a pistol. It is not a rifle. It is not an assault rifle. It is a pistol. So when you go to buy it off the list, you're going to buy this Glock as a pistol. All right, next slide. Oh shit, now the Glock is a rifle. Never mind what I just said, it's a rifle now. Okay, next slide. Okay, somebody's calling this rifle a pistol. Well, screw it, it's a pistol. Whatever it is, I don't know. That's just easier to buy it that way. So if you want this rifle, buy it as a pistol. Good. All right, here's a rock that has now been classified as a rifle. Congratulations, this rock is now illegal. It was an amazing, just hilarious video that just basically this ATF guy's like, what the fuck? This is exactly the same gun that I just showed in the last slide, but now it's labeled something different. What?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
Funny thing about Maryland is when you buy a rifle in Maryland, you can have your magazine. They put a rivet into it, so you can only have 10 rounds in the magazine, even though they give you a 30-round magazine. However, law statutes, I know, 'cause I made sure I called the state police license division because I want to make sure everything's legal 100%. To get a 30-round mag, especially you want that at the firing range because you don't want to get up, like when you got 30 minutes on the range, you don't want to get up, move around, and load ammo, right? You're on a time, especially with hot weather. You can leave the state of Maryland, buy high cap magazines, high capacity magazines. Those are magazines that hold 20 plus rounds, right? And you can buy those magazines and then bring them back in the state and legally use them at the range, but you're not allowed to buy them within the state or transfer them or give them to somebody that's from the state. So for me, I drove an hour and a half down to Virginia, bought 4 30-round mags, and then I took all my receipts, I put them in a Ziploc bag, and they're in my gun range bag. So that way, if I ever get, and everything's in lock and key. So if I ever get pulled over, it's like, look, here's all the documentation. I bought this in Virginia, blah, blah, blah. It's just more extra work than what it's worth, to be honest with you. So, but I'm hunting right now. I'm hunting right now for a Ruger Mark IV. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I went through a divorce last year and my wife was like, no guns in the house, don't like them, no guns in the house. Well, I've been divorced for a year and I can do these things now. So I'm really gunning for a German Luger and a Ruger Mark IV. I don't know what caliber the Luger is, but the Ruger Mark IV is it's a 22 handgun. It's just a really fun gun to shoot. It's really fun. If you ever never shot one, you definitely need to do it. It's to me, it's just fun. So, but yeah, I'm getting back into the hobby I've wanted to have for years. So I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they'll chop your nuts off if you go out of state to buy anything from California.
Oh, I bet. And it's ridiculous up here too, man. I went to Bass Pro Shops Saturday. I was like, oh, let me look at, let's just see what the prices are. And I was perusing the shotgun section, and they wanted like $1,200 for every shotgun. I'm like, you're out of your mind. There's no fucking way I'm paying $1,200 for a shotgun. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the only way we can get away with something that looks like an assault rifle, because people started making shotguns that look like ARs now.
Yeah, they do that.
Just so that people are selling them just because of the way they look. So,
yeah, I guess that like the local range up here, I guess you got to be invited to it, and you can only be invited to join that range if you're already a member of a different local gun club. So it's like an exclusive thing to even be able to get there to do that, which was really cool. I enjoyed it. It's a great time. But it's like I enjoy the hobby. Like when we go out, like the plan of the day is whoever gets best grouping at the end of the day has to pay for the beers at the bar or the food for lunch, right? Not the best grouping, the worst grouping, right? So whoever's the worst shot, he's losing money out of his pocket. That's kind of the way we do it. But outside of that, good news, Bruno. I scored me a PS5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, buddy of mine in Canada scored one, so I get it Wednesday. Super stoked about it. How you doing, bud?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there?
Hanging in there. We're going to go on a cruise in September.
Okay.
Well, it should be interesting. We already had the first little disagreement about how much camera gear I'm allowed to bring.
Oh. Well, you know, at the end of the day, you bring all that camera gear and you're gonna make memories.
Well,
right.
She said,
20, 30 years down the road when me and you ain't here, there's gonna be memories there. Gotta do it.
She said, you're supposed to be resting and recuperating. And I said, then I need my camera. And she like looked at me and I said, I'm in intensive care in full quarantine, taking pictures of the nurses with my cell phone. And you know why? She goes, why? I said, because I couldn't get my damn camera in there. So we compromised. I can have one camera and two lenses. So
I think it's a fair compromise.
So we got one camera body and two lenses, and everything fits in a little tiny sling sack. Feel like half naked when I carry it, but
Yeah, it's a fair compromise.
she said, "This is what you should carry all the time." I said, "Oh no, I need the 22-pound bag for day to day."
Hey, your grandson using that VR system?
He is trying to get enough money so he can stream the VR games now.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, he's got to do his work. He's got a little setup there. Yeah, I
He
tell
does.
him. So I do want to apologize for taking a break for so long. Yeah, my best friend, what happened we talked about a couple weeks ago on that Wednesday,
Mhm.
that kind of hit me hard. And I've been working with his son, his ex-wife, and his mother. Talk to them all the time. And he's friends with this guy that he left his guns with down in Virginia, and he's not responding to anybody. And I try reaching out to him, being cordial, military vet, Iraq Afghan vet, we speak the lingo, and the guy just won't respond. And I told her, I was like, you got to understand that in Virginia, you can sell guns at a trading shop, right? You can sign a piece of paper and say I sold this, and that's legal. So you might not have them anymore. But she goes, I'm not worried about his guns. I just want his personal belongings. I'm like, that makes sense. So I tried reaching out to him on that level too, and the guy just won't fucking respond. And it's kind of really pissing me off. But to be honest with you, because I don't know how to go about it other than she has to call the state police, and they show up together at his front door and be like, do you have the guns? And if he does, he's like, yeah, they're registered. If they're registered, it's totally legal. They're his now. It's not the guns that she wants. It's his personal belongings that he left. So yeah, it's trying to do my best, but man, sometimes you just can't reach people and they don't want to respond. Being the fact that he's not responding raises red flags to me that he's probably sold them under the table or something. And whatever, that's fine. We don't care about the guns. We don't want to put him in jail. We're not worried about that. We just want his personal belongings, like his pictures and things like that. This guy won't respond to us. Yeah, it's aggravating. I really don't want to go knock on his door, but if it comes to that, that might happen. So, but on the bright note, his son's doing really well. I bring this up because, veteran, one of the 22 a day suicide, but I'm in touch with his son all the time. His son has my number, texts me randomly. I've talked him through cooking dinners, things like that. Not trying to take a father role, but more of an uncle role, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just want somebody to be there for him.
Oh yeah, I'll buy his first car. I'll pay for his college, all that. He'd be fine. But yeah, just getting him through the hard time. Is that a monster? What are you drinking?
Nothing
Oh
spitting.
no.
Oh, it's your
Spitting.
spittoon. It's
Yeah.
a spittoon.
This is what I'm drinking.
Fuck is that?
805.
I've never seen that before. I don't even know what that is. Is it good?
California beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, up here in Maryland, we drink Natty Bo. Natural Bohemian. Natty Bo. Piss beer. That's what it's normally called.
Yeah. I remember visiting Philly and having a bad night on the Beast.
Ugh. Why would you even go to Philly? That's like the worst city ever. Like Baltimore. I love Baltimore. I'm Baltimore. I used to go to Baltimore every weekend for years, and it is an absolute shit show right now. Like you don't even want to go down there. It's so bad. All the stores have shut down, closed, everything. It's just bad. It's not good.
Yeah, this was a
Okay.
long, long time ago. I want to say 2005.
Yeah, that's 16 years ago.
I was out. I was out at APG, so we took a trip up to Baltimore for a night. Or I mean, out to Philly.
Yeah. Yeah, Baltimore's shithole. I love it though. It's so bad in Baltimore, man. When you get on Lafayette Boulevard, down the row homes and the beaten down and trodden and bad areas, they have like this one huge, like, it's kind of like a church, but it's not a church. It's more of a social sanctuary for kids to not get involved in drug and gangs and crimes. And the whole side is painted purple and yellow for the Ravens, obviously. And it literally is painted as big as my fucking house. Is no shoot zone. That's how bad it is down there. Like that's like it's the wild wild west. And cops don't go down there, but I mean they can't. But it's really bad. It's really bad in Baltimore now. It's sad, but you can't fix it when you got corrupt politicians. Our last mayor in Baltimore is in jail right now. She was funneling money from the government that was supposed to go to what they call row homes, basically government funded housing for people down there, funneling that money into her bank account. And she got busted, and her ass is in jail. And then the second mayor, or maybe it was the governor, got busted of that too, back to back. So you can't build a city when you got corrupt politicians, unfortunately. Don't mark my words on those names, but they're there. You can pull up the Google if you want. But yeah, it's a thing. It's literally the thing. Yep. Well, okay then. Philip Morris, CEO, says cigarettes should be banned and the company will stop selling Marlboro cigarettes within the UK. That's a thing. That's unfortunate. That's what I smoke. But I don't smoke a lot, only a couple of days.
So what are they changing their company products to?
Good fucking question. Smoking kills more than 8 million people a year, according to WHO. Okay, fair enough, but how much do the burn pits kill? Yeah, been around that. So what's the taxes like for you in California? I read that they were jacking them up like fucking 50, 60%, something stupid like that.
Philip Morris bought Kraft. So your Kraft macaroni and
Robert Kraft for the Patriots.
The macaroni and cheese.
So they're jumping out of the cigarette industry and going into the cheese industry. It's there.
Well, they bought it way back in 1988, so they've owned it for a long time. I didn't even
Wow, I
know that.
didn't know that. I don't even worry about cigarettes anymore.
But yeah, the taxes here is, I mean, it's everywhere. The sales tax is only like 7.5, or depending on which county you're in, anywhere from 7 to 7.5. But the difference is they tax you on every single little thing. So it doesn't matter if you're paying sales tax or there's a tax on every single little piece of whatever. The next unfortunate future event is the fact that they signed the law for electric cars being mandatory by 2035. But because they signed the law, people were running out and buying electric cars in preparation, so that way they were already ready, even though it's 14, 15 years away. But so the electric car industry was shooting up through the roof. But now there's not enough electric stations in the state to support the vehicles that were being sold. So people are stuck. They can't drive to work. Until they did a study, and if you go to let's say you go to a doctor's appointment for an hour and you plug your vehicle in for that hour, it only gives you 3 miles of range. So it literally has to stay plugged in overnight or whatever just to go to work. So they'll make their profit and their money off of the green systems without the infrastructure to support it. And as soon as they make their profit off of it, then they'll just kick in the taxes to build the infrastructure. So I'm just waiting for that to come along too. So funny story, because I just bought a house recently. With the house, the solar panels were mandatory. So every new construction now has to have solar panels on it. It doesn't get factored into the price of the house. It's sold separate. So you have to buy the house and then you have to purchase the solar equipment as well. So that's like $15,000 for the solar equipment. And so we bought the solar equipment because, we bought the house and everything else. And turns out they're not in any rush or any priority or whatever to even hook up the solar equipment. So you have to buy the solar equipment. It's mandatory, but they have no priority to even hook it up or use it. So trying to get it turned on has turned into this bureaucratic process that still hasn't happened. I'm still, we have to basically fight between the solar company and then the electric company, who's in no hurry to lose their electric bill. They don't want to hook up your solar equipment because they're losing, right? So they're fighting back and forth on whose turn it is to fill out whatever paperwork, because you're fighting between two different companies. And it's like a waiting process for that, if you even get approved. By the way, you just bought solar equipment and you don't, they emphasize if you even get approved.
Can't even use it.
And you can't even use it.
Yeah, I was my friend I talked about earlier, the one that unfortunately did what he did. But yeah, his mother's in California and they're just itching to get out of there. She's like, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. 1 week we got mandate that we have to use paper bags, and then you realize there was a recycling area for the paper bags, so we go back to plastic bags. And like even the smallest things of going to the grocery store is just stupid. And that's just California, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's what it's turned into. So I think you probably understand that. But there is this fancy little thing called Reddit, and you could probably build, and I'm just going to say the word transform because that's not the right word, but I'm going to use it. You could figure out how to build your own transfer, with a solar panel that comes in to push the power into the house. Because all they do is they're going to come in and put in a big box that fluctuates and holds the energy, a big battery, obviously a big lithium battery or multiple. You could probably figure out how to get them on your own, have them shipped to you and hook it up on your own safely. But then again, you got insurance concerns too, like modding a new car that you just bought. You don't want to do it. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just it just proves that they're not really focused on the green energy part of their whole agenda, so to speak. They're just interested on the profit of selling the equipment first, and then they'll come back later and throw more taxes on to to actually build the
Oh,
infrastructure.
I think if you look at the bigger picture from a like 20,000 foot level, you're kind of like at the beginning stages of what they're trying to force
Oh, of course.
with clean energy and solar energy. So you're at that beginning stage and they haven't built the infrastructure. And so prior military, if you would understand this, you're planning operations before you have intelligence to plan the operations, right? So it's kind of that type thing. But yeah, that sucks. But congratulations on the new house. I mean, that's huge. That's awesome. Homeowner. Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've been wearing myself out building it the way I want it to be, you know.
You just get started. It's never ending. As a homeowner, it's never. I just bought my first home last January in 2020, and it's never ending. There's always something to be done.
Yeah.
Whereas like renting a townhouse or apartment, you ain't gonna worry about nothing. Homeowner, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
but it's
enjoying
fun
it though.
and it's equity. You know.
Yeah.
You're building equity, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, I just built I finished building out the bathroom next to me, and then I'm almost done building the bar in here. So I've got that side of the wall there, which I'm gonna put the shuffleboard along the back side of it. And then on the opposite side of the room, I built the bar.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's a fucking nice setup. That's really nice.
And then I'm gonna build the bar top to go in front of it here in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. That way
I noticed you swung by really quick over the gas tank on the wall. What's the story behind that?
that one.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of a ride when I was out in San Diego, and we went on a poker run ride, and my wife ended up winning the winning hand. So she got a $200 gift card to the Harley Davidson down there that we were meeting at for the ride. So we spent the $200 gift card before we left. So I got myself some wall art.
Fair enough. I know there's a story behind it. Because like you, I have shit in a man cave upstairs is important to me too. And the flag, the wooden flag you have behind you on the wall, I have one exactly like that upstairs. Yeah. Like that. It's more of a, like, it looks like a shot glass or candle holder type thing you got going on there.
It's for the coins.
But I got it. Okay. Yeah, I got one just like it upstairs in my living room. So yeah, it's awesome, man. Love that shit. That's awesome. I like the rustic look that you're doing. It's totally rustic, right? Like I like it.
The shelving is all black pipes, you know, like the piping. So it's all built into the wall like black piping. So, yeah, that one there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It goes all the way down into the bar top itself and bolts into there, and then goes all the way up toward the ceiling.
Oh, that's so awesome. I like it, man. Good job.
So the whole thing's very rustic, very industrial. And then
I like that rustic flash. So if you don't have to say it here, but
got the beer fridge.
If you don't want me to ask, I see the beer fridge. I saw that instantly when you scanned over. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, that's where the Miller Lite's at. So not going to ask you how much you spend or how much equity. That's none of our business and definitely for live news. But question is, are you in the green or in the red on the house?
Very much in the green, because we went shopping back in October, and we decided to put down the contract for this house actually on Halloween Day. And it was roughly around January, after the wood and the concrete became almost obsolete, that all the equity in this entire neighborhood shot through the roof. So people buying the house just a couple doors down from me are paying probably over 125, 150,000 more than what I paid, because I contracted a couple months prior to the big increase.
Yeah, same for me. When I bought mine, everything skyrocketed. I got in and became a homeowner just the exact right time, just like you. And my plus 100, what the houses in my street are exactly like mine are selling for, from what I bought it for. So blessed. Yeah,
Yeah.
me and you got lucky on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good little investment that we got there.
Yeah, I got super lucky. And then,
So you get your best bank account.
yeah, decided to drop another investment. I hope it pays out. We'll see. But the Armed Forces Brewing Company, I don't know if you've seen the
Okay.
advertisements for that.
I'm not.
Yeah, so the Armed Forces Brewing Company right now is selling their shares. They have a cap on how many shares they're selling over this next year. And so they're selling their shares for the Armed Forces Brewing Company to get ownership into it. And right now, it's not set for any kind of distribution or any kind of capital gains profit piece. So as for this year, as they're selling their stuff, it's stagnant. But once all that's done, they're even very clear inside of their little deals that they're hoping to go. Once everything starts to take established, and once they're able to start paying out the shares, they'll either do that, or they're also very open to saying, hey, we're still open to acquisition. So if somebody else decides to jump in and buy the company, then acquisition's still open. So, the fact that they're very open about all that was good, but so either way could turn into a good investment. But as with buying any shares of any company, it's always a risk, but I thought that was a pretty
It's
good.
always risk. So man, I put a bunch of money in different various cryptocurrencies. That's not a long-term hold, hoping for a huge gain or return, but yeah. So I have got a new phone, so I use my old phone as my Bitcoin wallet. We got Bitcoin ATMs all around here, so I'll go in there and I'll just throw 100, 200, whatever in there. We'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to go big on it, but I'm not a big stock market guy. Bunch of my friends call themselves diamond hands because they're jumping on the GameStop and the AMC squeeze and all that. And I'm like, man, look, I don't even know how that works. Like, I would love to learn it, but I don't want to spend the time and energy to learn that for something that's just going to be a short time frame thing.
Right.
So I want investments. But
yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the long game. I'm not really. I don't think I have the energy, like you said, to put into the short game or the quick buck or anything like that. So I'm looking for the long game, hoping for the best.
Yeah. Same. And we both got that, fellow homeowners with good amount of green equity already put in there, and shit, man, that's your best savings account right there.
I
That's
know.
your best savings account. So that's awesome. I'm gonna grab what time is it? I think I'm gonna grab a quick little drink here for a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the bathroom too, so I'll be back. Yeah. Getting close to my bedtime, to be honest with you. Hey, what's that on the wall behind you? I see the small flag.
That flag, I was in Afghanistan, and I was still a recruiter at the time, but I was with the unit. So I deployed over to Afghanistan to go meet up with the Ranger Battalion that was on George Cycle over there, to get those guys set up and ready to go to selection. And while I was over there, I was housed up with the rest of the unit guys, and the team that I was married up with had a hit, so they went to go hit a target, and they asked if they wanted me to carry a flag, or if they'd carry a flag for me onto the hit. So they carried that flag on one of the operations, and then the certificate above it is the
certificate. Yep.
Yeah, the JSOC certification.
Yeah, totally tracking all that. I had a couple of flags. So I was in Baladarat, Canada, Afghanistan, whatever. But I had a couple of flags flown on the Predator A, and then the Reaper, which is the Predator B, the MQA-1. And you get a little certificate, you get the pilot, the weapons officer, all that shit. And so, and I had flown. Took a long time to get it done while I was there, but I had one made for like each family member. Not each family member, each family's family, right? So like, you know, for the male, like for this family and blah blah blah. It was a really cool thing to do, because it's not something you can just go to CVS and buy, right? So
I know.
that's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. That's my pride and joy there.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
And then that's so,
Oh hell yeah, I love it, brother.
a little certificate over the flag, and then
Oh, that's funny. That's interesting. I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's something really cool. So right behind this camera, I'm gonna turn the camera around, so it's gonna be kind of funky for a minute. But stupid thing is it's a thing. Let's move here again. Okay, pull it back a little bit. There you go. But, yeah, this is my man cave, but that was a funny story. It's an Afghan flag from Afghanistan. And there's a story I have about it, and the reason I got it. You'll like it. So I went to the bazaar in southern Afghanistan. Funny story, a year later, that bazaar got fucking hit with some terrorist suicide bombers. So, God, it kind of sucks. But we're sitting there, and we're walking to the bazaar, and this kid's running around. He's trying to, oh, here's a Taliban $20 bill. I was like, all right, what do you want for it? He goes, $100. I was like, how about I give you $2? He goes, okay, $2 is fine. It's a huge transition there between $1 and $100, right? But I get made forever. Well, I guess his father or whoever was with him got really pissed, and he just fucking picks up a gravel rock and just chucks at this kid, and just hits this kid right side of the head, pump, just knocked him right the fuck out. And I'm like, what's my next move here? Do I let it go, let it be, or do I engage? So I let it be, right? It's not my place to intervene or involve, right? So I just let it be. Come back about 3-4 weeks later, kid's still out there. Hey, tell me about $20. It was funny. So I picked up that flag, right? So it was a big memory to me. So yeah. It's funny, like friends would come over, first time over here, like, why do you have an Afghanistan flag in your man cave? I was like, well, about that. So yeah. It was funny though. I mean, not funny, but I mean you get it. So
Yeah.
times are times. Yeah, for me, my time there, I think the hardest thing for me is just not knowing, right? I don't have PTSD, thank God, blessed. But it's just not knowing the end result of the things you did, right? Like if you did this thing at this entire time with this individual, what happened to his wife, his family, and kids, and things like that. You just don't know, and that's the part that eats at you. It's just not knowing, but you just have to accept it.
Yeah.
So, funny story, you might like this. So my grandfather, there's the reason I joined the military, was he was a sniper for the Army Air Corps. So when the Air Force was still a subsidiary to the Army, I paratrooper, sniper, in the Korean War, and I got the bullet casings that he kept from every shot that he fired in my nightstand. And that's, to me, that's really cool.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like I don't know. It's, to me, it's really cool. Like
Mhm.
he's gonna pass it down to me. Hell yeah, I'm gonna carry on the legacy. So my legacy was different, obviously. We transition in time. We go from parachuting in with sniper rifles to drones. What's next?
Yeah.
Gods from the rods from gods. Is that what they call it? Rods from God. I don't know if you ever heard that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they made a movie about it too. It's like dropping steel carbonite rods from a satellite straight down into a central location. I don't know if it's real or fake news, but they call them rods from God.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
I have no idea if it's real or is not real or exists or don't exist, and it's obviously above my pay grade. If it does, it's way above my pay grade.
It's not completely, I guess, unrealistic though.
Yeah, I mean, we got two civilians launching their asses into space. Rich ass
Right.
motherfuckers going into space. So this is definitely realistic. So yeah, but I do like that. I'm glad you shared that, man. Thank you for sharing it with me. That's a brother thing right there. I appreciate it.
It was the best part that I loved about it is because I gave the guy the flag and he was supposed to go on the hit, but obviously as most of them do, they get called back once or twice. But they got called back once, and so it didn't happen. They got held off. The next night they were going on the hit, but I had to take off. I had to go to a different fob. And so I took off, went to the next fob, flew over there on the Chinook, got off, and the liaison that was on ground linked up with me. We went and got chow. He showed me the hooch and everything else. And he's like, hey, I heard the hit's still on for tonight. And I was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I heard the same thing. I got a flag that's supposed to go out. And he's like, hey, well, if you're up for it, I can tap into the ISR and we can watch the whole thing happen. So to me, that was the coolest thing, was watching the whole operation happen over ISR. And then when I got back the next day.
When you got tapped into that, I'm that guy, right? Like,
yeah.
You're boots on the ground guy. I'm that guy, and that links you up, right? So we're tracking on the same page. So yeah, we two peas in the pod. So you know exactly what it is.
To me, that was the coolest part, was being able to actually see, the operation that the flag is on the wall.
Yeah. So that's really fucking cool, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Not for me, I never talk war stories ever, and like ever. I think it's kind of cool that you kind of shared that with me, because I think you're probably the same way. I don't share that shit with anybody. So, but maybe there's people out here that might just see this or listen, like, you know what? Those guys I can connect with, right? I can be friends with those guys. I can be friends with that human being. You know what I mean? So it's fucking kind of cool, man. I'm glad you.
Yeah, one of the big reasons I wanted to build like the bar in the man cave, was to have one. Although I started to hate the NFL, the organization itself, I still love football, and although I don't agree with everything that they do, I still love football, and I don't know. I love to watch it. So I've got to have my sports, and I got to have, some kind of way to kind of detach and just not focus on the real world every once in a while. But the other thing is the stories that people share, and to me that just means something. So I needed a place to where I felt comfortable, and to kind of build that sort of that, at least a physical space where you could come in and tell those stories and then watch a game or so. And to me, like that felt like home, that felt comfortable. That felt like my whoopee. So that's why I decided.
That's kind of what you built right there in that new house too. So hell yeah, love it. Yeah. Totally tracking on the football thing. I think a lot of people have to realize that this football it's a sport all about making money. They're gonna go with whatever political and social norm is happening at the time because it's
Sure.
a business, right?
Sure.
It's a business. It's not a movement. It's not Project Refit. It's not men that served overseas that are VFWs, right? It's a business.
Sure.
My personal favorite NFL player of all time is James Harrison, number 92, Pittsburgh Steelers. An absolute beast man of a machine, a ginormous muscle. He's a snake. He's like an anaconda. He's a big piece of muscle.
As much as
He was the one that caught that interception at halftime against the Cardinals, the Steelers-Cardinals Super Bowl, right before halftime and ran it back. And I was screaming. I just got back from Afghanistan, and I'm a huge Steelers fan. I just got back from Afghanistan, finally got settled, and was able to catch a Super Bowl. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, I had some friends over, we're connecting, we're all laughing, having a good time, a couple beers, and then he hits that fucking interception in the end zone right before halftime, and I'm screaming, "Run, you fat ass motherfucker!" Like my voice I just lost it. I just went crazy. So I bought his jersey and everything. I bought my stepfather, me and him, Steelers Ravens games tickets, 50-yard line. I was wearing my James Harrison jersey, and love it, dude. So I love that sport. Like, just get the politicism and socialism out of it, right? The
Sure.
sociality and the politics. Get the fuck out of there. Get on the field, catch your fucking football, and be a beast. Make history and legacy. Like fucking Tom Brady. Like, I hate Tom Brady. Damn. I can't hate him too much. he's a definite alpha male. I can't hate him too much because I like my alpha males. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll joke about this bullshit at work, and I'll throw this nugget out here, and I'm gonna throw it right at Bruno. Bruno.
Yeah.
All right, before I go, I'm gonna throw this question to you, and he can answer as well. Matthew McConaughey or Mark Wahlberg?
That's tough. I'm going to go with Warburg.
Oh. All right. How about you, brother? I think his phone froze.
It'll unlock in a second.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, 110%. If you ever wanted to buy a Lincoln, just watch his commercials.
I don't do Cadillac.
Hey,
anymore.
Burrow, thanks for letting us chat, man.
What?
Yeah, thanks for letting me and him chat a little bit. It was cool. Not a lot of people showed up tonight, so that's fun. Get out.
That's okay. It's summer. People are going on vacation. We're doing a
Oh,
cruise
it's definitely
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gone on
Until
vacation
winter.
about 4 years, so
Big
we're
time.
doing a cruise.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that earlier. Good luck on that.
Yeah, it should be
I'll
okay.
never get on it.
This is our 8th.
So I guess my
Yeah.
my internet crapped out on my computer for whatever reason. What was the question?
Yeah. So talking alpha males, right? So Mark Wahlberg or Matthew McConaughey?
I'm more of Matthew McConaughey. I love Mark Wahlberg. I love all of his stuff. But I just feel like he's especially lately bending to the will of the dollar.
Yeah. I could see that. I love Wahlberg too, but Matthew McConaughey is he's just some fucking alpha male. There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
He's just fucking alpha as it gets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think Hollywood gets to some people every once in a while, makes them say things they don't want to say, but they say it anyway. So, I mean, if that's what it is, and, you know, sometimes you got to save your job. Sometimes you got to do the simple thing just to make sure that you can feed your family. But, you know, when it comes down to a question, somebody's asking you on Zoom, you go with the other guy.
I like it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call it at night, boys. Man, this was fun, dude. I'm glad I came back and jumped in here tonight. So I've been doing a lot recent in life, moving things forward, progressive. Been busy, so it's good to know you guys still around. So, hey, Austin.
Yes.
Hey, what's that? What's that tattoo right there on your arm? Yeah.
About a 2-year experiment. It was a cover
like
up
it.
that I did. Yeah, I fucking can't stand it.
Fuck off. You gotta love it.
I'm just happy I didn't pay for it.
I guess.
I'll do an experiment if I don't have to pay for it. Who's your guy?
Oh. Yeah. Well, hell, that's how most of my fucking tattoos were. They're my own experiments on myself.
That's right. You do the things. You got to come visit me. I have never in my life been able to meet a guy who was willing to do tattoos on me just for their own good. Everybody I've ran across, I've had people say, "Yeah, I'll give you a tattoo, you know, just for free, or to let me do this or whatever," and then never did it. But so I've paid for every single inch on my body.
Yeah. Every single inch. We know.
Or half inch, yeah. If you want to call it a half inch, we'll go with that.
God damn.
We'll use a metric system, okay? Since it actually sounds bigger.
With centimeters. How about that?
Longer.
Let's go centimeters.
Hey, shots fired right there. I love it.
I can pull a heavy 6 if we're talking about centimeters.
Well, this is why I love it, because you know how many times I offered to hook somebody up with a tattoo just because I wanted to do a fucking awesome tattoo. And you know how many times people actually took me up on them?
Idiots.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Now I got now it's all about the car stuff.
Yeah.
Because tattooing cars is a whole lot more fun than tattooing people, because people will bitches.
Well,
mostly the bigger the guy, the bigger the bitch.
I would even bring you down.
So I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow, but I tell you what, whenever we all link up, which will obviously happen sometime in the future, if you beat me at a game of pool, I will let you tattoo the weirdest fucking horrible Justin Bieber fucking face on my fucking shoulder. How's that sound?
Well,
but you got to beat me first, because I'm pretty good.
Let's look at the cost involved in this, because I don't own any tattoo equipment anymore. Well,
yeah, we'll go
You
prison.
can engrave you though.
The tattoo equipment I still have is the first tattoo shit I ever bought, and trust me, you don't want to be hit by those fucking pieces of dinosaur art. But now the question is, what kind of tip am I going to get? And don't say the tip of your dick, because I'm not into small things. Only person getting stuck with a prick is whoever I'm sticking with a prick.
I ain't got no comeback on that. You got it. You win. I got nothing for that one.
I can't
No.
wait till I can get a tattoo where all they expect is the tip, because that's what I'll give them.
Put it this way. This car I'm doing up, me and the guy were trading work. As a tip, he gave me a 63 Grand Prix.
That's a heck of a tip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
he's getting probably what is going to wind up being the sickest custom lowrider of its kind.
Yeah.
And he handed me the keys and title to a $4,000, about $4,000 fucking 60-year-old hot rod or muscle car.
You gotta do your work then properly if he's gonna drop that to you. So. All right, boys. I'm on the East Coast, so I gotta head out.
East Coast people in your fucking early time zones.
Yeah, it's a fucking thing. All right, later, boys. Good talking to you, Austin. Bruno, keep it going, man.
Have a good one, Mitch.
All right, you too. All right, later, guys.
Hold on here. We got old grumpy guy. We got Santa Claus. And we got another old grumpy guy. Holy fuck, this is a trifecta of, AARP mixed with fucking Loopy's 3 p.m. dinner buffet.
All you can eat, baby. All you can eat.
Hey, you can't beat a $6 meal.
Mm-mm.
Can't digest it either, though.
No. The only tip I can give you is just a good whiskey. I finished the back part of the bar there.
You finished it as in you need to restock it, or you finished it as you constructed it and it's still standing?
No, I constructed it, it's still standing. It's stocked. It's got some good stock in there. I can tell you that. But when I get back from vacation, the bar top's gonna go in the front, so it's gonna be a full bar. So
is there going to be a vertical pole in this bar?
There's a few of them. They're called shelves.
No, not. No, we're talking about a vertical pole that holds something that spins a lot.
No.
Or slides a lot.
No.
Oh.
I left those days, the days of visiting Hooters and all those days behind.
Yeah, but that's why we get wives. You gotta keep them freaky a little bit, keep it entertaining.
Yeah, I have that, but that's my own.
Otherwise, one day but what better place to have it than at your own personal bar?
Oh.
I mean, you don't have to give her real money. Just start flipping out those fucking Monopoly bills.
Just the tip.
Don't hit her with the Bitcoin. Not really sure how you want to swipe that card, or if you want to use that card after you swipe it.
We don't.
Unless it's chipped enhanced. Then that can be a little tricky.
Do you guys have Bitcoin ATMs and all that jazz up there in Washington?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, I don't think it's grown on the West Coast the same way, because we don't have it down here in California either. Or if it's here, I haven't seen any.
Surprised. You figured California would be the first to jump all over that shit.
I know. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see like the place, because people say that they're accepting Bitcoin out while shopping and stuff like that. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I have seen, I saw it in Portland last week that there were places over there that were promoting that they accept Bitcoin. But I haven't seen any Bitcoin ATMs or anything like that.
Yeah, there might be spots out here.
I'll keep my eyes out, because heading back to Portland tomorrow. Heading back to Portland late tomorrow night to go pick up my dad.
Yeah. There
Not
might
looking
be
forward to that
spots out here,
drive.
but I just haven't seen any. So I don't know. I have no idea. My only
with any
scare
luck.
is you guys talked about it a couple weeks ago on here, and I remember hearing it, and it's absolutely true that all currency has like zero backing, right? All currency is
Yeah.
purely backed by the trust of whoever says they're going to back it. That's it. You know what I mean? So it's like the trust of whatever. And so with so many of these currencies coming out between Bitcoin and Dogecoin and Snoop Dogg coin and whatever other coins they've come up with, I'm just super like freaked out on how sketchy that stuff would just turn within an overnight deal of somebody saying, all right, we're done with this. It's over.
And that's here's what I love is it's more secure than your bank. Yeah, but it's not insured.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, my bank might get robbed, my account might get drained, but I've still got Federal Reserve insuring that shit.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, what do you have insuring Bitcoin? The Bezo fucking rocket?
The new astronaut.
Oh, so you guys missed this last week. You know, I learned more this last week being up around my aunt and uncle about my family's lineage than I have in 45 years. And you know, both sides of the coin, good and bad parts of the lineage. Good part, I had 5 family members on the Mayflower. I am actually eligible to register for the Sons of the Revolution because I had a lot of family fighting in the Revolutionary War. My family owned the largest individual ranch in the entire fucking country for quite a long time. Look up the Wagoner Ranch. It spans across 6 counties up in the Texas Pan. It's, what was it, 510,000 acres? It's basically, I think, half the size of Rhode Island. Pretty crazy shit. Awesome stuff. You know, we've got, who was that fucking poet? Thoreau or Longfellow is a relative. Eisenhower, good old Ike, is a like 3rd or 4th cousin to my grandmother. Now comes the downside to it. My family history, we owned several plantations spanning the length of the Southeast. South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, and Texas. Shitty part about the Texas one, they didn't tell the slaves until 2 years after the emancipation and the abolishment of slavery that it happened. They're really getting every penny out of those fucking workers. And my family migrated west by pretty much jumping when the government would clear Indians out of the lands. My family would be there with land titles, gobbling it up. and I'm a fourth cousin to Biden. I'm not sure. I think that might be the worst news out of the whole fucking family history.
All right. Well, it's time for me to go to
Yeah,
bed.
I saw the eyes open up on that one. Hey, we don't pick our family. Just like you don't pick your shitbag soldiers, you just get stuck with them. Well, I just got a high-powered shitbag for a family member. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I know I know many people don't get banned from Project Refit radio check-ins, but you might be the second or third person that we might have to ban.
wow, that's almost. So I see someone's flexing their fucking white privilege tonight.
I think it's because you're a fourth cousin to Biden, but
Oh, that was absolutely 100%.
Well, yeah. Airborne's obsolete. What do you think about that?
I agree. Aerosol. Who?
Oh, yeah. Let's go, dope on a
Sure.
rope.
the Air Force is being replaced by drones and kids with game controllers. So
Did you see the?
Airborne became obsolete after Korea.
I agree.
Grenada and Panama, that was just for fun. Jumping into Baghdad after we already took it over, that was just for fun.
Right. PR. Hearts and minds.
Well, come on. The prima donna's got to justify the budget.
And you need a reason to make money on the PX sales of the mustard stains.
Yeah. Fuck, it costs you more just to outfit your uniform with what badges you're supposed to have on there than it does actually buy the fucking uniform.
Yeah, $16.95 per person per uniform. And how many did they have jumped? Like 300 to 400 paratroopers. So yeah, you're talking probably $100,000, $200,000 easy. The PX got just off of badges alone.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, that's why they love changing up the uniforms. Oh, you don't get to polish your shit anymore. It's all stay brights now.
Yeah.
And we went away from patent leather shoes. Now you don't get to polish your shoes anymore. Oh no, let's get you these chlorophranes. Because you wear them so much. Well, how's the fires down in your neck of the woods?
They're coming up, but they're being put out pretty quickly, actually, because of the fires were so bad last year. There's just not enough foliage.
Not enough fuel for them.
Yeah. So, to be honest with you, they're popping up all over the place, but at the same time, they're going down real quick. So
the fires are basically turning into barracks rats. They pop up and go down.
Yeah. Last year was such a disastrous year. All of these fires now are a joke.
Oh yeah, there's so little fuel, and it's actually kind of a benefit that California's been in such a severe drought for so long that there's no fuel for the fires to burn.
Right.
We're still pretty hazed up over here, but that's all. Most of it's from the Oregon fires.
Hey Bruno, I was telling you about the beer return receptacle.
yeah,
That's it right there.
You're returning that?
No, the beer return receptacle.
because you don't really buy beer, you just rent it.
You don't even rent it. It's a pay-per-view.
So we've got the bar here, which, like I said, I'm going to get a shuffleboard for that back wall over there, which is coming in 2 weeks. And then I'll put the bar top along the bar here. So it'll be a full-blown little deal. And then we've got the beer return receptacle that got finished built. So that's what I've been doing. Been in the house for 5 weeks now, and been
Why are you putting porcelain out there? That should be a trough.
the toilet. Because I can't sit on a. I like to take the 30-minute Facebook shits.
Oh, okay. Candy Crush while you drop a deuce.
Yeah.
Just make sure what hand you're using when you swipe and when you wipe.
This is the only thing I hate about a new house, though. There's all dirt. So
Is that your backyard?
Yeah.
Or is that a crawl space?
No, it opens up pretty good on this side. For California, like this is like 2 properties.
You're missing something though. It's a very important part of a new home.
What's that?
It's called a shop.
So I'll have a baby size shop, not a man size shop, but I'll have like the Boy Scout size off in the back corner. As a matter of fact,
Are you just a she shed?
It's kind of a she shed. Yeah, I'll agree with you. But I had my electrician come out and install these just so that it was ready. So I had him put in 2 different outlets, coming from one from one direction, one from the other direction, so I can pull as much energy as possible. So I'm going to get a she shed, but I made sure that it was going to be at least powerful.
Well, better make sure you get Jake from State Farm to insurance that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know was that Farmers or Allstate?
Oh, with the
we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
yeah. I think that's Farmers.
Okay, I like him over the Jake from State Farm. All right. Well, hey, you guys take it easy. I gotta go haul my she might as well be considered one of mine around to go to the store and pick up shit because someone doesn't understand how to use public transportation.
How's your dad?
Fuck, he was in for his procedure again today for 5 hours.
Wow.
And there was only a mild sedative used. He was still fully alert, fully conscious. The sedative was just to try and keep him from moving around, but he had to be awake for the entire procedure.
They do a cardiac cath?
Yeah. But and it's a good thing they did it because they found the one they thought, and it turns out that the anesthesia or the sedatives were masking 2 more spots that they had to take care of. So he should be fine. He should be back to normal here in a few days, and I'm gonna go to Portland. I'm gonna leave here late tomorrow night, drive all night, pick him up, and haul ass back here. So fun week, and then I'm gonna have this cutlass finished up because it is going to be in a video shoot this weekend, along with the other 2 cars that I did, as well as possibly my bug. We'll see. Free exposure is great exposure.
That's true.
But we'll talk to you guys later on.
Have a good one. Stay safe.
Always.
Fun.
Yeah. Well,
Time to call it, right?
yeah, I'm gonna let you get to bed early.
All right, sounds good.
This is about an early night for you, huh?
Yeah, more or less.
Good. Get
I
some
got
rest.
stuff to do. I got
Put your
plenty
feet
to
up.
do tomorrow, so
Yeah, put your feet up. Take an aspirin before you go to sleep, so that way it promotes good blood flow.
I gotta take an aspirin when I wake up in the morning.
So,
But I got some new toys coming tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
how's your
All right.
how's your weight doing though?
Now I'm hovering around the 278 mark. I go up to like 280 and then back down to 278 and up to 280 or a little more and down to 278. So I got to break the 278 barrier this time. But
Yeah.
my wife bought me off shorts to go on this cruise, which is going to look really good because I got like thigh-high black compression socks I got to wear. And the shorts are already too small, so I said I'll take care of it. She goes, "How are you going to take care of it?" You ever see them things, those straps they use to hold the bed sheet?
Yep.
Yeah, I got a couple of them in each pair of shorts now,
Yeah.
making them smaller.
Is it a cruise like to an actual place, or is it just a cruise out and back?
Dominican Republic,
Oh wow.
Bimini, and some other place.
Wow.
I don't even know. I don't care.
That's super cool.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Well,
I'll
congrats.
get good pictures. I don't care where we go.
Right. Congrats and have a good night's sleep.
You too. Have a good one. Enjoy the
All right,
house.
take it easy.